showtime.
Hey, Amir.
Don't forget to subscribe to Sharonatsea channel. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. How about that fancy little video there, Sharon? What's up, everybody? Let me jump in the chat and see if people can hear us and if they can see us. Because those two things are important to the success of a YouTube live stream, Sharon. Did you know that?
I think
Two of the most important things of your live stream is that you can be seen and you can be heard. And I think we did okay. I'm going to put my glasses on here so that I can read what people are saying. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Can you hear us? Can you see us? Let us know. Oh, Mary Ellen Dillon said we look and sound great.
Oh.
She must not have her glasses on because I never look great. But thank you, Mary Ellen. We appreciate it. Loud and clear, says Mary Barkley. Okay. Kate Snyder, Texas. What's up? Thank you for that. And everyone else says that we're coming in loud and clear. So, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
Happy
everyone.
New Year, everybody. We hope you had a fabulous, safe, fun, exciting, awesome New Year with friends, family, or really whoever you want to spend it with, whether you're by yourself, which is fine too, or with 100 people, or maybe you're with like 2,500 people or 3,000 people on a Lido deck. One of those things hopefully got your blood boiling and let you have a good old time. Did you have a good time on New Year's?
I did.
You did have a good time.
I did.
You almost had too good of a time, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. We are going to bring up an incident that happened on New Year's Eve that was unbelievable and that actually involves security, but sit tight. We're going to bring that up a little bit later. Somebody remind me in about 20 or 30 minutes in the chat, please. But no, we're here. We're relaxed. We are wearing sweatshirts tonight because we're chill.
It's really not that cold though.
It's not that cold, but I think we're just kind of so...
It's just been a chill day around.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you get back, you're just kind of putting things away, unpacking, and I just been kind of working all day and hanging out. So it's just kind of a hangout day, I guess.
There you go.
So
that's exactly the day it is. Hold on, I'm checking. I'm getting some messages.
I can't even see the chat.
All right, I'm gonna get the chat back. I just had to make sure that we were coming in kind of normal here, that folks could see us. And I guess they can. So now let's get back to the chat.
Look at it here.
And so on tonight's agenda, guys, we are talking about the Carnival Firenze, and more importantly, Sharon's first time on the Firenze. Hold on, I got to get there. We go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you're so demanding sometimes when it comes to the chat. Steve Morales says, "Thank you, Sharon, for helping book the cruise today."
Oh,
was that for Steve and Ruth Todd?
yes, they have
very
some
nice,
amazing cruises, a back to back to back.
When you booked Steve's cruise, did you type everything out in capitals for him when you sent him any documents? Well, I don't know about Ruth, but Steve likes capital letters, so make sure you did that.
No, I did not, but I can do that next time. if you
Nancy
prefer
said,
that.
"Did someone say security? That is our jam." Let me give a special Happy New Year to Nautical Nurse Nancy and Leanne Francisconi, the lovely and talented ladies who are always the backbone of our channel here at Sharonatsea Travel, always monitoring the chat. They are the awesome moderators. They are in blue, and they keep things on the up and up. And it's really because of the amazing job that they've done over the years that makes it so that we rarely, and I mean rarely, ever have anyone that acts out anymore in the chat.
That's true.
So thank you, ladies. Happy New Year, especially to you and your families. And everyone else out there. So I don't know, where do you want to begin? Any place special? I do have one announcement to make.
What's that?
Well, it's a very important announcement, and I think I saw him here, and he's probably just here for that reason alone before he leaves.
I know
But
who it is.
Rob from Life with Favor is here. He's in the chat, and we just have to say congratulations, Rob. You won the Sharonatsea Travel Fantasy Football League. I believe it's a third time.
I think so.
I think it's an unprecedented third time out of like 6 years. So unbelievable. Who knew that mild-mannered, kind of innocent, demure, calm, cool, collected fella was such an animal when it comes to fantasy football. So congratulations to you. And that's what you got.
Your trophy will be on its way soon. As soon as it arrives, we will send it to you.
Yes, he's looking at Texans versus Chargers AFC Championship. I don't know, guys, but football season is over, which is very sad for us here, or for myself and for Matthew. But it's time for the playoffs, and next Sunday night, Chargers at Patriots. We have a big game. Leanne Francisconi, I need to know, there's something big has to be on the line because the Francisconis are huge Patriot fans. Of course, we are Charger fans, and we will be going head to head. So we'll work something out during the week with those guys and get that figured out. Let's see, what do we have? John and Diamond said New Year's Eve was a fun one. John may say that VIFP party was a little more fun. It was such a great cruise. We learned all about football. Who would have thought? Listen, there was a lot of football. There was a lot of college football that we had on this cruise. Was that your favorite part, just watching football with everyone?
Well, it was fun being there with everyone, but watching college football isn't really my thing, but it was fun hanging out with everyone.
There you go.
I enjoyed that.
Crazy Cat Traveler piping in there with a go Oregon versus Indiana on Friday. That will be a monster game. Super excited to watch that game. So anyway, enough with the football talk. Let's get back into the cruise talk. First of all, I hope not too many people were affected this weekend. I know there was some stuff going on in the world, and there was some airspace closed for some popular cruise ports, so I hope that none of you guys lost any cruise time due to airspace closure over Puerto Rico. So I know some cruise lines handled that well. I saw a thing and posted in our Facebook group about
and others not so well.
Yes, exactly. About Virgin Voyages credited their people back who missed the cruise. Other cruise lines did not. Do you want to drop any names or let people figure it out for themselves, or do you know too much about what's going on with it, or what?
Well, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. All right. We won't put anyone on.
I don't know. I don't want to.
No details. You did not have to. You did not have anyone, I don't think, that actually was affected by that. Which is unbelievable that you didn't. Because all the bookings
I did not have anyone leaving out of San Juan.
There you go.
Which, luckily, during this time.
Yes.
In a few weeks I do, but they should be clear by then.
Yes, that's unbelievable. Oh my God, thank you so much. TMP Brash 3351. Thank you so much for the super chat. A little New Year's support for all the hard work you both do from an appreciative Canadian, Surrey, British Columbia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very nice. We appreciate that. I think Canadian $35. I'm gonna have to do the math later, but whatever that turns into, 1,020 cents. I don't know, but thank you for your generosity and for the thought. It's very, very kind of you. Let's see. Other people comment. There's a lot of football talk. We have a lot of football fans in the chat, and that's what we love about you guys. That is always very exciting. But all right, so Carnival Firenze, your first time on Firenze.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
The last time we were supposed to go, 4 of us were supposed to go. Sharon wasn't able to. If you follow the channel, you might know that. Due to her mom being ill, and so just Matthew and I went last time, and that was a totally different vibe. This time it was 4 of us, 1 cabin, 4 adults, virtually adults, 1 cabin. What was talk about it? What do you think about the Firenze, this unique ship?
Well, first off, I love the decor, the kind of European vibe. I really love the Lido deck. I think it gets kind of mixed reviews. Some people really love it. Others don't like it because it's a lot smaller and feels a little more enclosed. I actually liked it. One day we actually laid out for a while, but we went to the aft. I don't know if I would want to lay out there necessarily to get sun because it is smaller, but we always like to lay out in the aft of the ship anyways.
Let me ask you this.
Those were the two things that kind of, I guess, stood out to me, were the decor and the Lido deck layout.
Well, with that limited Lido decks, right? The ship was originally built to sail overseas in Europe, where laying out the pool is not the number one task at hand on any particular day. So the Lido deck has a whole build-in of it, and it's a very Italian vibe and all that kind of stuff. and there's really hardly anywhere to truly lay out and sunbathe, with a very small exception on that ship. So do you think that would be a great ship for a Caribbean hot weather cruise, or do you like it in the cooler, inclement weather, West Coast?
I think it's better for probably a cooler cruise. I think for a hot weather cruise, it would be really crowded.
Yes. Okay.
But,
all right. So what else stood out to you? Anything? All right. Lido deck stood out. The vibe, the decor. What do you think about that whole atrium, where instead of that big thing going up like a regular Vista class ship, it was stopped and there was a huge lion up there? Were you afraid of the lion?
Cool, but it wasn't. And I noticed that it was different, but it didn't really. I could have taken it or left it. It was like it. Either way, it didn't really stand out that much to me. The other thing that did stand out, I guess, was the main dining room. The way that it's kind of sectioned off, and the tables they're in almost like little separate rooms, some of them. And I really liked that. Although the downside of it is when they do their showtime, a lot of it you can't really see. But one thing I did notice is the showtime wasn't really as big of a showtime on this ship when we were on it than it usually is on Carnival. So, maybe they don't do it as big on that ship because of that, but I'm not really sure. The first 2 nights, there was virtually like no showtime. The first night was an announcement, and then the second night was, well, I forgot what it was, but it was something to really...
The first night they made an announcement in there, and we were like, what are you talking about? They announced that there was a special lunch to go to for like $45 or something like that.
58, I thought. Or something.
What was? Do you even recall what that was? Because we kind of missed it until they mentioned the price. And we're like, what'd you say? And by then the whole thing was gone. Maybe someone in the chat remembers who might have been there.
I think it was steakhouse or tapping. I think it was a steakhouse.
I don't know. It was really, really weird. I didn't know what they were talking about.
Anyway, so the last 3 nights there was a showtime, but it was just kind of quick, and it was way at the end of dinner. Like the last 2 nights, we probably could have missed it if we weren't just kind of sitting there chatting, because we were kind of done with our food.
Yeah. All right. Let me jump into a couple of questions here. So, Tweety, what is going on? Lovely to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. How many years have you been doing these New Year's Eve group cruises now? Seems like a tradition at this point. This was year
5.
Our 5th year doing it?
This was our 5th year.
I mean, we did it, I think, one time on a whim, really, and turned out to just love it. And now we do it every year. And of course, and again, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention how we had an original plan to be on the Aqua. That kind of fell apart. We hope that the couple of folks who went on the Aqua had an amazing time. A few folks still did, and we're terribly sorry that we missed you, but we will make it up to you at some point with another amazing group cruise, including next year on the Encore, if you want to come join us for that. And so we changed our plans to go on the Firenze, and a number of people that we know who were on the Aqua made a change as well, or some local folks decided to jump on the Firenze too. So we ended up cruising with a bunch of people that we knew. Yeah. So that was super cool.
Yeah, so that made it a lot of fun. Yeah,
but yeah, so Tweety, I don't know if you've done New Year's Eve cruises, but I recommend it. Yeah. It's just so easy to get back to your cabin at the end of the night after partying.
They're a lot of fun because you don't have, you can bring in the new year and celebrate, and you're right there on the ship, so it's really nice.
It's a good time. It is a good time. Heidi Leskin says, how's Mama doing, Sharon, and your aunt doing, Jamie? How's your mom doing?
She's doing great.
She's rocking it.
Yeah, she's doing great. She may be watching the show for all I know.
Sometimes she tunes in. She lays low, though. She's not a big commenter. And my aunt in Virginia's doing well. I'm planning another trip, I think, in February to get out there and visit her. So a couple weeks from now, I just have to nail down some dates and go visit. And I do not want to cruise. I'm sorry, I don't want to cruise. I do want to cruise. I don't want to fly. While it's like winter weather.
Oh.
Right? I don't want to go. I don't want to land somewhere where there's snow. It freaks me out.
Well,
that's the one thing that still scares me is landing in the snow.
Then, if you're going in February, it's going to be winter weather.
Well, if I can go in February, but maybe stay like low in the southern part, fly out through Texas or something. I just don't want anything to change and like put me up in like Baltimore and then come south or something like that. So we'll see how it is. A lot of times I connect in Charlotte too, in North Carolina, so the weather there can be a little bit iffy. So that's the deal. Howie Cruises here. Oh my God. They are saying a hi quick from the Star of the Seas between dinner and the show. We'll catch up later. You know what we call that, Sharon, in the cruise world? That's called showing off. When another cruise channel comes in to say, hey, everybody, just saying hi from Star of the Seas. Just want to check in with you between dinner and the show. They're showing off is what they're doing.
Oh, we hope you're having a great
thing.
time, and I'm sure you are.
Yes. Let's see. Sharon, Jen6202, right here, all the way at the bottom of the chat, says, what'd you think about Tomodaros? So did you go to the place which was the combination of the Italian and the Mexican? No. So you didn't eat it there?
No, I didn't eat there.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
So I really cannot tell you what I thought of it because I didn't eat there. We actually ate we ate dinner in the main dining room every night.
Yes.
Breakfast. This was a pretty chill cruise, so I didn't really check out a lot of the different foods, but every morning pretty much I ordered some room service to get my coffee.
Little continental room service.
Yeah, then we went out and we ate it. We had sea day brunch one day. We ate in the buffet. We had the bagels that they have at the back of the ship one day. So we did like some different things for breakfast and lunch. I had Guy's Burgers a couple days. What else did we do for lunch?
We did a little buffet for lunch one day.
We did a buffet one day. But we just I even had pizza one day. We just kind of grabbed things at different times. I ate in a deli up there.
The Il Mercato.
Yeah.
Where they had the meatballs in water.
Yeah.
And the chicken meatballs, which some of our group loved and some of us were a little afraid of.
Yeah, so I had a sandwich there a couple days. The first one was good. The second one, I ordered a turkey and Swiss sandwich, and the guy pulled it off a rack. So they were actually, unlike the deli on Carnival, usually where you see them make the sandwich in front of you, they had them already on a cart behind them, and they just kind of grabbed them, opened them up, and then they put like the mayo and things on them there and put them back together and then gave them to you. So he gave me the sandwich, and then I carried it back. That was when I came back to the Heroes Bar and brought it, didn't I?
I think you did, as a matter of fact.
And I brought it back, and I started to eat it, and I looked, and I was like, this is not turkey. And we couldn't figure out what it was. I think it was roast beef, but it was like a light roast beef or a really dark turkey.
It definitely wasn't turkey. It was very weird.
Yeah.
At first, you gave it to me and said, this turkey looks bad, try it.
I know,
which, of course, I went ahead and tried. I think because I had a couple of beers in me or something like that. I'm like, nah, it tastes like roast beef. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But that's one unique thing about the ship is usually above the Lido deck where the pool is, there is an outer deck, which is just all chairs, right, surrounding the whole pool area that you can kind of walk around and look down on. But on this ship, the whole thing is built in. There's a full bar and tons of chairs and tables on one side. And the Il Mercato, which is their Italian equivalent of the deli, basically is there, where they have all the sandwiches. They have some like salads, not antipasta salads, but just some salad things that you can put with your sandwich. They serve it with chips, and they do have Italian sausages, meatballs, some red sauce and stuff like that.
I wasn't a fan of those meatballs. They just like dried beef and water laying there.
The meatballs are like in a liquid with you can tell there's a little oil in there, and I don't know whether that's to keep them moist or what, but it was kind of weird. I tried them. They weren't the worst thing I've ever eaten, but yeah, the Italian sausage wasn't bad. But I love the setup, and the Il Mercato is open till like 11 o'clock, so that's kind of cool.
I did
for
like
a late night snack if the pizza line is too busy. Which we didn't encounter. The pizza was insane on this.
Yeah,
on this.
The
Pizza line was super busy.
When we went for pizza, the line was so long. It was crazy.
It was crazy. All right, let's see. Debbie Rain said that we were 70 steps from our cabin after the New Year's Eve celebration per Clark. There you go.
Nice. We were probably close to that too. Our cabin was really close to that area. You could go right in on deck 11 there.
That was super convenient. Let's see. Chris Borchetti. 8142 says, how are the beds on the Margaritaville at Sea Islander?
I found them to be comfortable.
I loved them.
Yeah.
We had great sleeps and a great time on the Islander. So that was awesome. Come on over to the snow, Jamie. Don't be afraid, said Nancy. No, Nancy, I do not want the snow. No, Thank you. New Year's Eve on Sun Princess was amazing, said Rob from Life with Favor. Never seen Princess so happening.
Oh, wow.
Well, we our first Princess cruise was the Sun Princess, and it was hopping and bopping.
Yeah.
A lot more than the Regal Princess was a little bit after that.
Yeah.
So I believe you, Rob, when you said that ship was hopping and
Oh,
bopping.
yeah. We might have to try Princess.
Yes, and I'm sure
For
Rob was
for
enjoying the pizza
New Year's
because he's a cruise pizza connoisseur,
Yeah.
similar to Matthew.
Yeah.
He's got that kind of cruise knowledge. We've never done
Princess
New Year's
has
Eve
good
cruise, but that sounds amazing. So fun. More to see. M and J. It certainly was. It was awesome. Let me jump through with some more. See if there's more questions about the Firenze here. I got a couple pictures I'm going to show you. I'll show you again if you were here when we started the video. I just did a little video as we were getting ready to leave Cabo, and like a time lapse video. And it turned out to be one of the coolest things I think I've ever recorded. So I showed that with the intro, and I'll show that again here in a minute. If you're into like cool video stuff or whatever, I will throw that out there. Has anyone done a New Year's Eve cruise on Virgin? Any thoughts would be appreciated. For Charles Hahn, let him know if you've done it and what you think about it. Yes, I know. Brian from How We Cruise, he messaged me and said, "We're not showing off. We just want to show love." I said, "No problem, Brian. We love you guys, and we hope you have a great time." On the horizon, they have a New Year's Eve lunch in the steakhouse for $29.99, said Eric Granger. Maybe that's what they were trying to... Maybe that's what he was talking about.
That's what they were talking
But
about.
I swear they said it was like $48 or $58.
I thought they said it was 58.
Yes, so...
That's why I said, well, that doesn't sound like a deal.
No,
lunch.
it throws... Maybe it was two people. Maybe they're like 2 for $58 and we missed that part.
Oh, maybe.
I'm not sure. Let's see. So we got those questions out of the way. Let me jump into the question. And if you have any question about cruising in general or anything about the Firenze, let us know. Crazy Cat Traveler said, "I'm nervous about flying for my cruise next December. It would be just my luck that it would be the one time Seattle gets snow."
Oh,
I know. It's freaky, huh? Debbie Rain said, "Great question. So how were the bagels?" So this was our first time checking out the new Carnival bagel thing in the morning, where they have the pizzeria in the morning. They actually had a station where they were doing bagels, and they had a couple different types of bagels, and they would heat the bagels up in the pizza oven real quick. Then they had a station where they would put stuff on them, and you could get a couple different types, whether you just wanted bagel and cream cheese, or whether you wanted the protein one, or a couple of others. And I'm going to tell you, they were pretty darn good. They had a salmon and lox one with like egg, bacon, like a chive sauce, cheese and stuff like that. They had the rainbow one, which
that's
usually
the one
comes.
I had.
You had that with a straw. It had strawberry, cream cheese.
Yeah. It was
and
good, but it
stuff.
wasn't what I thought. Like thought it was strawberry flavored like cream cheese. Like
Yes.
but it was regular. Although I don't even know if it was regular cream cheese, but it almost tasted like a whipped cream frosting or something.
Mm-hmm.
But that was on it, and then they had real strawberries. Like in it, and then some sprinkles, rainbow sprinkles. But it was good. It was good.
And they have like a caramel.
Oh, yeah.
There's like some kind of caramel sauce. We thought it was like honey at first, so and I ended up saying no honey, and the guy says none of the whatever it was. I'm like, yeah, none of that.
Caramel, yeah, but I didn't want that on because I don't know. I just didn't think it would go good together. At
Yes.
the time. I don't know.
But I thought it was great, and I went down there 2 times, maybe even 3 times. I went in the morning. I got like 3 of them, put them on a plate, threw a napkin over them, walked back to the cabin with them, brought them back in, and ate them. And Sharon was like, "Oh my God, you're eating so many of them." And I said, "But they're small. They're only,
small.
they're smaller than a traditional big bagel."
Yeah, I hadn't seen them yet. I thought that they were like these big.
She thought I was destroying it. Daniel Field says he did not have one Guy's burger. Does that mean you had more than one Guy's burger, Daniel? That's the question.
Well, the Guy's burgers were kind of hit and miss on the screw. The first one, it was good, but I don't know. Guys just aren't the same anymore. No matter what ship you go on, there's just a little something off. They're not what they were when they first started.
Yes.
For some reason. And every ship's just slightly different too. It's just weird.
Very nice, very nice. So Tweety said, "I saw your Facebook post of Sharon hosting a cookie baking decorating in a big Christmas group. Were you really cleaned up and ready to cruise a couple days later? That was impressive." It was. Sharon did an amazing job getting us transitioned from Christmas into we're gone on our way. It was 48 hours later. We had every Christmas item done, packed, put away. from the front yard to the tree to the lights to everything. It was unbelievable. And Sharon, you did a fabulous job at working
But
out.
I was exhausted on Embarkation.
Yes. You did pay the price for it.
Yeah.
Well, you did have a nice little nap on the ride there, that's for sure. Well, the funniest thing is that Matthew and I drove out there for the Texans game, the Chargers-Texans game, which they lost, so that was brutal. So we drove out there on a Sunday, came home Monday, Sunday, Monday, or was it Saturday, Sunday? No, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Christmas was Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Matthew and I drove out there, came back Sunday. Tuesday morning, we all drove out there.
Yeah.
So it was unbelievable how you just transitioned us from full Christmas. A few days later, boom, full cruise. Always impressive. Mary Barkley said, yeah, they ordered food to eat while watching the games. That was nice. So,
Yeah.
so here's a little tip for you. I've got a great tip. If you're on a cruise and you have just the drinks on us package, where you just have drinks in the casino and you don't have drinks all over the ship, and a few of our recent cruises that happened, and it happened on this one as well, where you can go to the casino bar or the bar adjacent to the casino and you can get your drinks there, and that will be included in the drinks on us in the casino. And that is why we spent a lot of time in the Heroes Tribute Bar, which was adjacent, right, a couple feet away from the casino. Not to mention there were a lot of great football games on our last day. There were multiple games. NFL games were on. We watched some amazing college games on there too. And it was a great place really to just sit and chill. We didn't spend much time in the Firenze bar or that particular area. We didn't much go up by the Tuscan Lounge or any of that, which is like the Ocean Plaza area where people hang out. We popped in there one afternoon, I think.
We sat in there one afternoon.
So we really consolidated our time into that area, and that it was just because that's where the drinks were free. And I'm not gonna hang out somewhere I can hang out in this chair and pay for drinks, or I can hang out in this chair and get drinks for free. So we went with the free drinks every time. But it was still awesome. Let's see. Mystery meat. That's right, Rob. It was mystery meat on that sandwich for sure. I mean, I lived to tell about it the next day. So we did the Chicken Shack. That was good food. Yeah, they had a junior version of the Chicken Shack. They had like a junior version of Guy's Pig and Anchor Barbecue outside, which was like Strata's Grill or something it was called, that had some barbecue. And of course, Guy's Burger is Guy's, but it's the Italian style Guy's. So not a full menu, but a limited menu. And I don't know, we didn't do as much recording, I think, as we usually would on a cruise, because Matthew and I have already been on that cruise and done a ship tour and all kinds of other stuff. But we got a couple videos coming out, Embarkation, a full review we're going to do, a sea day video and some stuff like that. So we got a couple things coming your way. No hair in the burger, always a win. That's right, there was no hair.
No hair.
Let's see, Mr. Z said, make sure you pronounce that correctly. It's retired. Mr. Z, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Can Jimmy come on our cruise on February 1st? Julie hid my Speedo, and I need someone to smuggle one on for me. I would love to, actually, but I might have to be doing family things in Virginia. But thank you for the offer, the Lord Master, a.k.a. Kevin Brubaker. Let's see. Nancy Fields did not care for the Italian place. Nancy, are you talking about the Il Mercato, or are you talking about the Il Viaggio Italian restaurant? Because I didn't go this time, and we didn't go to that Il Viaggio last time either. Matthew and I didn't go, so we still haven't done it. Let's see. What else do we have here?
But I think Nancy did give me some good luck in the casino, because I was able to gamble and at the slot machines, and I lost a little, won a little, lost a little, won a little, but I came home. I had broke even. So for me, that's great, because
and you played a lot.
Yeah, the last few cruises,
cool.
I have not won anything. I've just lost. So I came home, broke even, so I'm good to go. Yeah, so
and just while you said that, Nancy Fields had posted a couple minutes ago. It was fun playing slots next to Sharon a few times. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. At one point, there was a full bank of slots, and it was all ladies, and they were all playing them, and all people that we knew. So that was a good time. Yeah. Free is always better. Rob, you're absolutely right. It's hard to beat watching football on the big screen in the middle of the ocean. Charles, you're absolutely right about that, even when it's a smaller big screen. But it was funny because on Sunday afternoon, on Saturday or Sunday? Saturday, Sunday.
Or what?
Saturday. It was Saturday. On Saturday afternoon, the last day of the cruise.
Yeah, Saturday.
They had 2 football games on, right? There, the Seahawks game was the later one, but earlier was going to be the Panthers and the Buccaneers, and the winner was going to go on to the playoffs. And so they only had it on 1 out of 4 big screens in the tribute bar, and it was with like 1 minute to spare until the game started. Some guy finally figured it out, got it on 3 of the TVs, and right after kickoff, he finally got on the first one. The crowd was cheering, but I'll tell you what, guys, if you're going to go to a game in one of those bars on the cruise ship, and it's not on the Lido deck, and even the Lido deck, you have to get there early. There were a few crucial things we did as a group that involved us getting there early. We were literally in the sports bar area to watch the sports. I'm not kidding. 3 hours easily before kickoff in order to be able to secure a few chairs. And no, we didn't chair hog. We had the butts to fill most of the chairs, most of them. And we really did the same thing when we went out for New Year's Eve. We'll talk more about that in a second. But we went out for New Year's Eve, and right after dinner, we went to the spot we wanted to get and parked ourselves and commandeered an area and sat there for like 4 hours. Of course, the bar was very close. We had drinks the whole time and hung out, interacted with friends the whole time. So that made it a lot more fun. But it's definitely something you have to plan ahead for and be ready to spend the time. But one of the nice things was Roger, one of our friends cruising, comes up to me and he says, it was worth every minute waiting to have this spot to watch New Year's Eve from. So we'll show you. I got a couple of pictures I'll show you here in a minute as well.
I bet RN said, ask if if I like to watch football as much as you and Matthew.
No.
No. I like to watch the Charger games because we're Charger fans, and I can watch that game. But I don't really have a big interest in watching like all the games. It's just if there's a Charger game, I like to watch that.
Babette RN also says, Sharon, what's your favorite slot machines that you most always play?
Well,
good question.
I have a new favorite one actually. So on this cruise, I played a lot on I think it was called the Quick Hits.
Quick Hits, that's the one. You like the Quick Hits.
Yeah, and I did well on that one. And that's my new favorite one. I used to like this other one, which I call the Firecracker game. That's not what it's really called, but that's what I call it because it looks like firecrackers going up. But I've been losing on that the last few cruises, so I've switched to this one, and I really like it.
Yes, so that one did you right.
Yeah.
Jamie Wilhite, we hope you're feeling well. Jamie said it's a little hard to watch the chat. My vision in my right eye is causing me grief. I need to have surgery.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Jamie, you better take care of that, okay? We need both eyes going forward for you. It's better to cruise with 2 eyes than 1. So we hope that you're feeling better and doing better. C. Morales loves the panda slot. He loves pandas in general. He's a big panda guy.
Wendy said Nancy gave her luck, too.
That's good. That is good.
Yeah, we all had some good luck over there on that game.
It really was, and when you guys were all playing it together, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. All right, listen, so I got a story to tell, but first I'll show a couple of pictures here from the trip. Nothing crazy in detail, but just a few things. It was a very nice trip. So, again, it was Sharon, myself, and Matthew was there, and our granddaughter, Callie, came on this one, so it was awesome having her with us. Very, very cool. There we are boarding the ship, and what's funny is that we look pretty together right here. Like, we look like we have our stuff together. But 30 minutes before this, less than an hour before this, we're literally all changing clothes in a Jack-in-the-Box bathroom as we drive from Arizona into Long Beach, the port of Long Beach that morning. And as a matter of fact, one thing that was a pain in the butt was we had to do the parking off-site. For the first time, we had parking off-site. And what was really annoying was as we pulled into the port of Long Beach, they have like a 4-level parking structure, holds about 1,500 cars. But they sent us a note saying we might have to do that. But I figured we're going to get there early enough, it probably won't be an issue. So as we're getting there, I see a lady putting cones out to the little spot where you would turn to go into parking. So I'm like, oh, dang. And as I pulled up, I said, come on, we want to go in there and park. Can we go in there? And she's like, oh, you have to go around, and then they'll tell you what to do. I'm like, oh, we're screwed. So we went around, and sure enough, the guy gives us a paper, says you can drop off your people here, and then you have to go over there. So I dropped off Sharon, the kids, the luggage that they had, dove over to the parking lot. It was only 5 minutes away. I mean, it was very close.
That part wasn't as bad as, I think, when we got off the ship.
That was a pretty simple process, too, when we got off the ship.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of annoying. So
Like, it was annoying, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a tough process.
Well,
We walked
no, it
out, we
wasn't.
found our bus, we sat on it, we waited, and it was raining. That made it a little more annoying, but it really wasn't it was annoying to have to do it. But what was annoying was as we're pulling
Well,
in,
it took us-
I can see empty parking spots in the parking garage, and I can see cars leaving the parking garage. So when I pulled up, I asked the porter, and this might be a tip for you guys if you go to the Port of Long Beach. I asked the porter, I said, hey man, what do you got to do to get into the parking spot? Is there a trick or something? He says, listen, here's the deal. In the morning, after a little bit, they close the parking lot, they close the parking structure down so they can empty out more spaces. He said, if you want to go out and have breakfast somewhere here in town and come back after 11, then they usually open it back up again. And I think the idea, and tell me if this makes sense to you, I think the idea is because they want to make sure that the cars that come in later in the morning have time, are able to come in and park at the port, because they can't keep running people back and forth to this parking lot later in the afternoon when they're trying to get people boarded for the cruise. You can't run the risk of having to take, if they're trying to get everyone boarded by 2:30, let's say, be on the ship by 2:30, checked in and on the ship, they can't run the risk of having a parking structure that doesn't have room for people to get in and quickly get over to the ship. And it kind of makes sense, but it still kind of stunk. So, but if you're going to be parking on your own and you can't get there very early, that could be an option for you. Try to get there at 11 or a little after. And if that porter was telling me the truth, which he seemed to be doing, that might be a way to get that parking structure.
And they use different off-site parking all the time. Like, it's not always at one location. So ours was at the Long Beach Hilton.
It was underneath the Hilton.
Underneath. But we've had other people say that they've been on the Firenze before and had other off-site parking.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was a little bit of a unique thing. Okay, hold on. Let me get back to my pictures here, Sharon. I have these lovely photos. Yeah, so that's it. So so from Jack in the Box bathroom to here, we did okay. Full change, brush your teeth, quick apply deodorant, brush the hair a little, except for me, I don't have any. And that was the deal. The ship was decorated nicely in the atrium here. Number one, this ship is a Vista class ship. If you've been on a Carnival Vista or a Vista class ship, you know that atrium. And you see, like, in the middle there, the bar on the left, there's like a white column with a lion on the top of it. Usually that column on a Vista ship goes all the way to the ceiling, and it's got lots of light up digital effects and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like on the Firenze, and they did have a big 2026 Happy New Year sign up. And Sharon was super excited. They also had the Christmas tree up.
well,
You loved having the Christmas tree there, I think.
yeah, I do like that. And I thought that they would have it, but you read somewhere that they were going to be taking it down.
I read that the dates might have this tree being down already by our cruise.
Which, yeah, so far we've always had the tree when we've gone on a New Year's Eve
Yes.
cruise.
So, but it was there. And we got a little picture. I snapped a little picture of Sharon while she was admiring the tree. She was actually taking a closer look at the ornaments to see how they were put on there. And I said, Sharon.
Oh my
And she looked at me and I took a picture. And she's like, oh my God, please don't post that picture anywhere. I'd look horrible. I told her she looks beautiful. So so I snuck that one in there as well. That's us on New Year's Eve night. And I did not go super formal. I had just a comfortable shirt on. As a matter of fact, if you were on last year's cruise, you might recognize that one as well. And we got some chairs, and they have a really neat little balcony area that you can sit on the Firenze overlooking the Lido deck. And that was the area that we got. So we had a great view of it. Right here, guys, this is the best photo bomb I've ever seen in my entire life. We've got a beautiful family photo here of the four of us. Everyone looks great. Great pictures of everyone. And between Matthew and myself, you've got Roger Johnstone just popping his head in there. I don't know whether that was on purpose or by accident, but I had to put it in here because it was literally the single greatest photo bomb ever. So I wanted to share that one with you guys as well. They did have a Christmas village. It was nowhere near as nice as our village, Sharon, but they had like a food Christmas village, and that was something that you liked a lot. So we had that deal. And, they did have the 2026 ice sculpture up there. So there's just a couple of quick little photos that I pulled out. Haven't had a chance to go through a whole lot of stuff yet, but it was great. And this one's probably my favorite. The four of us getting on the ship. We all looked okay. Of course, me, cold weather, rain, and I've got my shorts on and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's just my usual. That's my usual deal. I'm a short and t-shirt kind of guy. But But otherwise, listen, it was great. We enjoyed it, and overall, so you said what? How about how? Oh, okay. Let me get the chat back on the screen. Sharon freaks out at the chat. Son of a-
Well, I can't see anyone if what people are saying.
All right, let me see what some people are saying. Let's see.
What's that?
Oh wow. Bogan Painter, what's up, buddy? Said I was on the Venezia a few weeks ago. They never had enough staff in the Heroes Bar. I found myself going upstairs to the Frizzante Bar to get a drink since they have drinks on us everywhere. Bogan, that's funny you say that because I'll tell you what. We had great service in the Heroes Bar. There was always like 2 bartenders, and most of the time there was a guy coming around to get drinks as well. Yoga was an amazing bartender in the Heroes Bar. We saw him the first night, second night, tipped him very well. He took amazing care of us. And then the best part was when we went to the VIFP party. You know, the one where the Diamond Platinum people go and get a couple free drinks or whatever, which is weird because they had it at 11 a.m. now instead of afternoon. I think they're trying to cut down on the
I
drinks.
think they saw it late on some of the longer cruises, but on the shorter ones, it seems like they're in the morning.
We sat there and we were like, oh, okay, well, we'll sit through another one. And a couple of people that we know were there, and they are also like Diamond or Platinum. And I was sitting right next to John from John and Diamond. And we're sitting there, and who walks up to us but Yoga from the Tribute Bar. And he says, hey, guys, how you doing? He said, do you need a drink? And we said, hey, where's the Buffalo Trace? And he goes, oh, I got some back there. And we said, really? Okay. Well, I'm not kidding you. 4 Buffalo Trace on the rocks later during the VIFP party. We were raring to go, cheering things on, and it was an amazing time. So it just goes to show, tip your bartender. Find a couple that you like that'll be in the place that you're going to be at the most, and it will really benefit your experience. So that was an amazing time, and that got the day off with a bang. Let's see. Daniel Luke Field. Daniel Field says, never get there before 11 for the parking. You need the people off the ship to get off and get a free place. We parked at the Hyatt, and we're off the ship and on the road home by 8:30. Very nice. We'll never get on the boat early, be the last one on the ship. Only rookies go to the port at the assigned time. You're crazy, Steve. I want to get on there early, man. I like to be eating lunch right after the food comes out. I like to eat before there's a line or anything like that. I want to max it because Embarkation Day is your first day of the cruise. But it doesn't start till you get on there, right? It's not like a regular day where you wake up and you have a full day on the cruise. So I want to be on there at 10:30, 11, 11:15. The earliest I can be on there, I want to be on there. Getting the most.
I like to get my
stuff.
food and eat before everyone bombards like all the food, because that way you can eat and then you can go back and do something else or go to your cabin and you've already eaten, because later in the day or like noonish or so, everything's packed by then.
Yes. Steve Morales is cracking himself up with his Uncle Fester comment about Roger. Let's see. What else? Hold on. I want to see. There was a comment, and I wonder. Gina Bird laughing. Gina and Matt, what's going on? Nice to see you. Did you notice on Saturday Christmas was gone on the ship? We did. It went boom like that.
Yeah.
They
always seem to take it down the day before the last day, like right at that night or something, so that it's gone before the next embarkation day.
Yes. Let's see. Chica7415 said it's not fun parking off site. Carnival needs to do something about that. And I did see where Carlos said, hey, it's the Port Authority, not necessarily the cruise line. You guys are both right. I'll tell you what, the most annoying thing is as we are leaving on debarkation morning, we get in the bus, we put our luggage on there, we're all sitting on the bus to take us back to where we parked. And that's one thing to remember. When you drop off, you can drop off your family and one person goes to park the car and comes back. But when you go after the cruise, you don't want to do that because you don't want to have to drive all the way back to the port and go through all that hellacious traffic. Yeah. So we all got on the little shuttle bus, and it was a huge bus, like a big old bus that you see on the roadway. And as we're leaving, we pull out from the Carnival, and there is a huge unused fenced-in parking lot. I'm not kidding you, at least 1,500 to 2,000 parking spaces. And I don't know who owns it, if Queen Mary owns it, or the port owns it, or what, but it's a total waste of space, and so annoying that there is this whole parking lot there that is just unused. No one's manning it. It's fenced in, and they could simply have people park there. It's uncovered parking, but they do the same thing at San Pedro. It's all uncovered, so I don't see how that would be a difference. So totally annoying. That's for sure. Shout out to yoga. That is right, John and Diamond. You're absolutely right about that. And John's wife was like, "Oh, how exciting! You guys get to start the day with multiple shots of." Well, she was as excited about it as you were, I think. All right, they weren't that excited. Yes, the ice sculptures were cool. We've always seen those. They always do those. Every cruise line does those ice sculptures. That's for sure. Mary Ellen said, "Oh yes, that's where I would have chosen seats over Java Blue or the bar across the way." Yeah, it's tough. There's not a lot of room on that Lido deck, so you really got to get in there early and get a good seat. And you'll see more of that when we show some of the videos that we put out and stuff. And you mentioned the Java Blue. There is a huge Java Blue on the Lido deck.
Yeah.
On that ship, and
I like that,
and everyone
having
goes.
that location there. I actually never ended up going there. I thought I would, but I went and got my coffee at the Tuscan Lounge. They have a bar there, but in the morning, half of it's like bar, the other half's like a coffee bar. And so I went up there to get my coffee because there wasn't a wait. And they actually have really good coffee there. Someone told me that the coffee was better there than at Java Blue.
Well, and they have the same thing in a lot of places. On this ship, it was the Tuscan Lounge, but the Ocean Plaza on deck 5, just before the aft elevators, they always have that area in that bar, and we've done that a few times.
Yeah,
we've literally had the Java Blue on the regular Vista ships where they're in the promenade on deck 5.
There's a long line, and
there's
then you
a long
can walk
line
right over to that bar and get the same coffee drink in the morning.
Exactly. Oh my God, that is a funny story. We got a few folks saying hello who stayed on the ship. Hello from the Firenze. Woohoo! Larry, Diane, Chris, and Kelly. That's right. Larry, Diane, Chris, and Kelly. Larry, Diane, and Kelly were on the cruise with us. Chris is Kelly's husband. He came for the second leg of a back-to-back, but we were very jealous that those guys stayed on the cruise ship. And it looks like they had a great time at Luau, Larry, Side, and Catalina. So that is awesome. And Chris, I hope that what Kelly had, I hope it was adequate for you. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You can let me know if you're still there in the comments, if it is. Yeah, missed that video. So at the VIFP party for Carnival, they didn't show the video. You know, the one where they show all the ships and all that? They didn't show that video. Also,
I missed that. And so, even though we see it all the time, we're like, oh, it's the same old video. That's kind of like just part of it. And I really actually missed it because they didn't.
Well, it's funny because, we complain about it. Like, oh, the same damn video. Same one over and over again. And then when they don't include it, we're upset about it.
I know. But I still like seeing it.
That's right. And also, Matthew pointed out, he was like, oh, the cutbacks. They used to, usually whenever they call people who are like youngest cruiser, longest time cruiser, the people that guess, there's contests they have, and you have to guess the candy or guess the words or stuff like that, and they have people come up on stage and take a picture with everyone with the crew because they introduced the whole crew up there, the captain and some of the other higher level people, and they didn't have pictures. They introduced everybody and then let everybody go, and then they didn't even bring anyone up for pictures. So they really consolidated this VIF party. It was like, you're in, you're out. Here's a couple drinks, done. They had a ton of drinks already made and out on some of the tables and the bar and stuff. But I mean, those drinks were probably there for a freaking hour and a half. I mean, super watered down, and who knows how much alcohol was in there. Yes, Wendy said, Luau Larry's, baby. That's right, they were there. Tripping with RB said, we love the piano bar 88 on the Firenze, especially with Raz, the piano man. Most fun we've had on a ship. Hey, listen, I'm going to leave it. I had a whole thing with one of the people in our group about that. I don't care for the piano bars. I don't like my music to be infused with comedy.
Yeah.
I guess
you're one of the only people.
I'm the only people that feels that way. I'm just weird. Wendy said, we did shut down the Rusty Nails in the Heroes Bar. One night we drank a lot of Rusty Nails, and the next day we ordered a Rusty Nail, and we were told, yes, we can't serve those here anymore. I believe we just crushed the whole bottle of Johnny Walker Black, and that might have been the problem. Nancy, we did. We had a blast with all the people that were able to come with us, and I think, Sharon, as far as you go with your overall review, that's probably one of the differences between how the cruise was itself and the ship versus the overall experience on the cruise.
Yeah, like
you were talking about that.
Yeah, if none of the people that we knew went with us, I would probably rate the cruise a lot lower. But being there with all the people made it a lot of fun and made me enjoy it a lot. Like it was a great time. But overall, the ship, if you're just looking at the ship itself, like I love the decor. I loved certain things, but there were a lot of things that probably I didn't love too. I hated the elevators. I think anyone,
Oh my God,
probably
these
everyone,
were the worst of the smart
they
elevators.
were
I
the
think
worst
we ever experienced.
elevators we have had, I think, on any cruise. I don't know. We waited forever every time we pushed the elevators. There were a few times I took the stairs from deck 4 to 11 myself because I didn't want to wait any longer. But yeah, the elevators were bad. I don't know. The food in the main dining room was pretty good for the most part. Most of our things were good.
I did good with that. We got the coffee in a pretty timely fashion.
Yeah, we had great service in the main dining room. And
well, I did my usual cheese platter thing. Whenever I go to the main dining room on Carnival, I always ask if we can get the cheese platters that they serve for dessert at the table each night as an appetizer. And that guy was amazing. Every night we got to the table and he had 3 cheese platters just sitting there. And that's great to sit down and start nibbling on cheese while you're waiting for your bread, having a drink or whatever the case is.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, it was average to above average as far as service goes and things like that. One thing I never met our cabin steward. She cleaned our cabin when we weren't in there. When we left, it got cleaned, but we saw her cart out in the hallway, but we never met her. She did come by on Embarkation Day, and Matthew met her for a quick minute, but that was about it. She didn't really say much to him or ask him much or anything. So that was just kind of odd.
Well, usually there's like an introduction, right? They're out in the hallway. They find a time when you're there. They come by and they say, hello, how you doing? My name is, I'll be doing this for you, whatever the case is. Let me know if you need anything. But we didn't get any of that. And I saw her once or twice, and I was like, oh, hi. And she said, oh, hello. But that was about it. But hey, the service, what we needed to get done, got done.
Yeah.
But just another thing where there's so many, they're just working so hard that they just don't have the engagement anymore that they used to.
I guess that's one thing that we just noticed that, that engagement isn't there, or there's not as much friendliness with some of the staff.
There you go.
But overall, we had a great time with everyone, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing. I had a blast.
That's what made the whole cruise we could have been on any ship and had a great time.
Yes. And it's very nice because a lot of the people that were in the group know each other. Mm-hmm. So, everyone, there was one per David. What's up? If you're out there, it was great to meet you. I don't know that there was anyone else besides David. And a number of people that said hi. Thank you if you're watching. If you're one of the folks that came up and said hi to us, because we had a ton of people come up and recognize Sharon usually. They usually come up and they go, oh my God, Sharon, I love your videos. And then I'll be like, thank you. And then they go, oh, hi. I'm like, oh, do you want a picture with Sharon? Oh, yes, please. Can you take it? I'm like, I'll take that for you. No problem. That's partially true. That's partially true. Let's see.
There's David's wife right there. Well, he was probably there too. Diane Hall.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I see her name right there. Oh, David.
David here.
Oh, David. Oh, okay. It's David.
David, lovely meeting you.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. And listen, David is a prime example of someone who comes on a group cruise, interacts, has some fun, chats with everyone, but he cruises already. So he has his own thing that he does. He's got a routine, and he does the things that he likes to do, interacts when he wants, and goes out and cruises his way. And that's what we love about it. We've always said from the beginning, a group cruise or anything that's like a group cruise, this wasn't an official group cruise, but when there's people around, and even if it is a group cruise, you cruise how you want to. Mm-hmm. You can try to spend every minute where everyone is at all the time, because quite often people are hanging in groups or packs, or you can go about your business, do what you want, and then we see you here, we see you there, and then you go and have whatever fun. And so we hope you had a great time. David, it sure was awesome to meet you, man. Let's see. Yes, Venezia Smart Elevators were awful too, at least a few years ago. It said, Shayna, what's up, Shayna? Nice to see you. Yeah, Steve, you're right. You got to know how to use them. But even if you know how to use them, they still suck.
Yeah. Well, and we did push the button for every person. And a few other people were talking about that, so they did. But I know there were people that didn't. And then sometimes one would open up and people would poke their head in there and say, oh, is it going to deck whatever? And if it was, they would just jump on. Or if it's going close to that deck, they would still jump on.
Yes.
And then just get off and take the stairs the rest of the way and things. So it's, yeah, they're just kind of a mess. The whole idea, the whole concept is kind of.
Yeah, Will G says, yeah, we skipped the VIFP party on the Dream. They had it at 11 on the final day. Yeah, that 11 o'clock time, I guess they're trying to maybe not have so many drinks consumed, but we weren't having any of it. We got our share. Sharon, Robert Sprite, what's up? He says, hello earlier from, I think from Toronto. We have not been on the Queen Mary. And that's because I'm afraid of the ghosts. There are ghosts on that ship, has been confirmed, and I don't want to stay there.
No, we have, we have just haven't stayed there. No real, well, one reason.
There's a reason, because if you really can't have more than 2 people in a room.
Right, and we cruise usually as a family, and we don't want to get pay for 2 rooms. So that's really the main reason we haven't stayed at the Queen.
Totally. Let's see. If you cruise on the Carnival Venezia, do you know if the Firenze and Venezia are twins? I'm embarking on the Venezia for a 14-day cruise next Sunday. I think that they are, right?
They're the same ship. The decor is different, like it is on every ship.
Yes.
But
it should be the same setup, and I think it's
deck
also
layout.
I think it's also a Vista style ship.
Yeah, it's the same.
So it should be very much the
class
same.
of ship.
So I think you'll have a lovely time. 14-day cruise next Sunday. Babette, where are you heading to on that ship? Is it Caribbean? Is it transatlantic? Tell us about it.
14
Let us know in the
days.
chat.
That's nice.
That will be awesome. Let's see. I walked the stairs a lot, but saw a crazy fight and have videos of it, said Nancy Fields. Nancy, you're not talking about Sharon's fight, were you? And I think that's a great time to transition. So guys, I know we're getting a little bit towards the end of the show here. I wanted to call it earlier, but there was a funny thing, and a few of you that were there with during New Year's Eve will know about it. But we had the first time ever, we had security have to come over and interact with us. So I'm going to tell the story very quickly. New Year's Eve, we get to this area. It's a little balcony area that overlooks the Lido deck.
Yeah.
Right after dinner, I go to this area. I get there. There were already like 4 people sitting there with a table and some chairs. I came over and sat in the other section. 2 other people came and sat down. So we kind of had this area kind of split. It was really split probably like 60-40. They were the 60, we were the 40 on the balcony. All right. But we were both there early. Spent hours there. We acknowledged them. A few of our people talked to a few people over there. It was all good, no issues, whatever the case was. And the place is filling up. And then obviously these balconies were a hot spot to be at. A couple of people tried to squeeze their way in, and we were like, listen, we've been here the whole time. We have this area where all of us are on the railing. It's all good to go. The folks next to us added one lady, like an hour later, she came in and was there, and obviously, things are getting a little tight right where everyone is and standing on the railing. So I have Sharon kind of on the railing in front of me, and this is when there's, like 20 minutes left. So we're up there, watching the crowd, and there's music, and there's a DJ playing and all that. And Sharon's standing next to a lady, and the lady's really dancing around with the music, bebopping around. And she really kind of nudges Sharon off the railing, so Sharon's kind of behind her. And she's waving her hands, and she has these things in her hand. So she keeps on bumping into Sharon over and over again.
Bumping my whole body, basically.
Yeah, it's not just like tapping or this. I mean, it really moved Sharon a couple times. At one point, Sharon got pushed, bumped into another one of our friends who was there. And it was over and over. And Sharon said something to her twice and said, hey, listen, can you just stop bumping into me? And not to mention, we also said, hey, you guys have a lot of space. They had 5 people there. They could have fit 8 or 9 along the railing, but they had their chair with all of their drinks and stuff along the railing as well. And I said something to them about, hey, if you would just move your stuff over there, we wouldn't have a problem. You would have tons of room there. And they were like, nah. They were just, they didn't want to do it, and they didn't want to hear about it. And I get it. You were there all night waiting for your space, waiting for the event, and fine. But you really could have made a very slight adjustment to let more people stand on the railing and see. But whatever. So after 2 times of Sharon asking this lady and her continuing to bump into Sharon almost like she was doing it on purpose, Sharon gave her a little bump and said, here's a little bit of medicine for you. And I loved it. I was like, oh my God. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I've never seen Sharon like this. And a few people were there because they're seeing this happen. And all of a sudden, this lady turns around and she's like, "You did that on purpose." And Sharon's like, "Yeah, because you won't stop bumping me. I asked you to just stop running into me, and you and blah 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 blah." Next thing you know, boom, security guard comes running over, put like steps between us, and they're like, "Is everything okay here?" And we're like, "Well, they're doing this, they're this." And I said, "Listen, we're just trying to share this space. We've all been here for 3.5 hours waiting for the thing to start. If these guys would just move a few of these things over, they would have tons and tons of space. But instead, they're trying to push their way over here." Anyway, long story short, the security guard actually says to me, "Are you guys going to be okay? Is everything going to be fine?" And I'm like, "Listen, we'll be fine." And she just says, "I need you to tell me that everything's okay, or I'm going to have to ask your group to leave." And I said, "Well, our group doesn't need to leave. We're not the ones with the problem. Yes, everything will be fine." She goes, "Okay." And then she steps away. But everyone in our group saw it, and they're like, "Oh my God, that was amazing. Way to go, Sharon. Way to tell that lady what's up." And it was just super cool. I even made a little video at the time, like kind of documenting what happened in case all of a sudden there was some complaints, some security issue or anything. But, you know, listen, when you pack 3,000, 3,500 people into a small space, that's going to happen. Whether it's the little balcony we were on or whether it was the insane crowd below us. You know, and you'll see that in some of the videos that'll come out. But it was just a wild, wild time, and people were rushing to Sharon's aid. I mean, like there were people in our group would have literally fought these people right then and there, and it was amazing. And everyone was cracking up, saying, "Oh my God, Sharon, that was a great way to go." So, and I talked.
I got upset because she kept bumping me, and I said something to her a couple times. Then she started bumping me so hard that it was bumping me into other people.
Yeah, and that was not cool.
I did not want her to bump me so hard that I caused someone else to fall or something because she's bumping me so hard. Mm-hmm. And then every time she bumped me and I ended up moving this way, then she stepped over more and got even closer. So when I went back, so by the time the evening had come to an end, originally we started where we had half the balcony, they had half the balcony. We had about a quarter to a third of the balcony, and they had all the rest because every time she kept bumping, she kept pushing us over.
Yes.
So.
No, you're right, and she pushes you off the rail. All right, so when it began, you're like this. Then all of a sudden, you're kind of like behind her. Then she's got like some light up things in her hand, and she's doing one of these.
Well, the thing is, like,
and it's like, and she's like in front of your face like this.
If I'm standing up there, like she could have
pushing your buttons,
poked like me or someone in the eye or something. Like it was just kind of rude.
So yes, it was unbelievable, and all the people in our group thought it was hysterical. Linda Land was there. I thought she was going to throw down. Callie came running over, ready to protect Sharon's honor. Everyone else was there, just saying, "Oh my God, yes, this person was wild and crazy." And yeah, Rob, you're right. Security was. I'm not there to piss off security. I'm not there to get thrown off the ship for some ridiculous person's antics or anything like that. And luckily, it was we were. I mean, listen, we had ate dinner. We had 2 or 3 drinks while we waited. So it was a pretty sober moment of the trip. There was no one necessarily hammered or anything, which is probably why there were no fisticuffs thrown either.
Well, but, I hadn't even had a drink that night.
Yeah, so it was. So we were able to talk nice, and then security finally left, and it was all good. But it was a moment, and it was one of those moments I was like, "Oh my God, is this really going to happen? Is this going to get crazy?" And so I was there, ready with the camera in case of anything. But hey, that must have been must have been deal.
So that was our excitement.
Let's see. Yeah, Linda said it was fun meeting David, and he's from Washington. We have another from the Seattle contingency, and the Seattle contingency was happy when the Seahawks won the football game as well. Let's see. Yes, we did. I was on the elevator for 2 different overweight announcements, Daniel. You're right about that. Let's see. Chica said, "I was trying to set up a meeting, but I guess I did not make myself clear on my message to Sharon." What? I'm not sure which.
When we were driving.
Yeah. That's hard to do.
Well, I know we were going the morning of. We weren't going. If we were driving over the day before, it would have been easier to maybe stop. But we were kind of in a hurry that morning, and then coming home. By the time we got off, we were kind of in a hurry to get home, and there was a football game on. Actually, too, they were racing to get home for the football game. They were listening to part of it in the car and trying to get home for that. So it was just, I don't know, crazy timing, I guess. Maybe next time we do go out of Los Angeles every once in a while. So
All right, we'll work it out. We will work it out. Let's see. What were the challenge? Oh, Nancy has a great question. What were the challenges of having 4 in your cabin?
Probably my biggest challenge is the storage space on Carnival. A lot of cruise lines, that's an issue. Some of them not so much. Some of them have plenty of storage, and I feel like older ships sometimes have more storage than the newer ships. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, because everyone gets basically one shelf or one drawer, and sometimes one's I don't know. I feel like everyone needs at least 2 to put all of their clothes and things on, along with the things that hang up. So I think that's the biggest challenge. The room itself was big enough, I think, and the couch was one of the longer couches, and they had the pull down bed, and I didn't feel like it was crowded. Like sometimes there's not a lot of room walking from the door over to the bed when the couch is down, the couch is out and the bed's down, but there was a pretty wide path there in front of the mirror, the
Sharon,
counter and that.
The single most difficult thing about 4 people in the room is the bathroom.
Oh, and the bathroom.
Schedule.
Yeah.
And my single most difficult thing is there are many times when I get back to the cabin and I need to get in the cabin and immediately relieve myself.
That's why I tell everyone, when you're coming back to the cabin, if you have to go to the bathroom, stop on your way back to the cabin, because when you get back to the cabin, you never know who's going to be in the bathroom, if someone's going to be in there, and then you have to leave to go to the bathroom. So yes. That's another thing. So the storage and the bathroom.
Well, yeah, because if I'm we're out drinking or something, I'm running back to the cabin. I get back there, and I'm hit with that moment where I'm like, okay, whatever, 56 years old. When the body says it's time to go, it's time to go. And I get in there and I walk in and I go, who the hell's in the shower? Why are you showering right now? And you can't go in. I mean, okay, listen, if Sharon was in the shower, I could probably sneak in and go to the bathroom. But when the other 2 are in there, that's not going to happen. So that was tough. And the other problem is the air conditioning, because the person on the top bunk is this far away from the vent that's blowing out the air. So we put Callie up there. And there was one afternoon where she was in the room, and I came back to the cabin. I'm like, it is hot in here. And I look at it, she's got the thermostat like two notches above into the heat section. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? She said, it was really cold in here. I said, you're making it hot, though. That's because you're sitting up there on the bed right next to there. But luckily for us, Callie is petite and tiny, and so it works out well. And she was trying to make the argument that Matthew could go up there, but I don't know. Matthew's got about this much of his feet hanging off the end, and it's just it's hard to get up, hard to get down those stairs.
But I will say it wasn't space-wise, it wasn't bad like that. It was just
we did okay.
The storage and like the bathroom.
It's all, and you do an amazing job. It's all about organizing it on day 1 to have all your stuff out. Like we literally put like some of the luggage. We had the luggages under the bed. But you might leave like a luggage out in a little corner of the room, and then use that as a table. Like you put stuff on top of that, maybe like your night clothes or something. You can kind of mix it up a little bit. I got excited there. Back to Bobette. Bobette is on the Venezia for 14 days, Panama Canal tour with a couple other amazing stops: Costa Rica, Grand Cayman, Grand Turk. All right, so if you're going to be looking for some outdoor laying in the sun time, then you may want to look into the aft of the Lido deck for that, and that's a great place to be. They got the pool out there. There's a couple hot tubs, a lot of chairs. There's a little bit of room in the Lido deck, but not a lot of it. But if you like some quiet time, where you just want maybe the sound of the ocean, reading a book or whatever in the sun, then there are a lot of chairs up on deck 12. There's some chairs between the Lido area and the back of the ship on 11, actually, is what I mean to say, not 12. And there are a lot of chairs just lining the side of the ship. Very quiet out there, and I think you'll do pretty well out there too. So that's my suntan tip from me to you. Sharon was up in her face, said Mary Barkley.
Oh my god.
It was a wild thing, and it was hysterical because it was Sharon. It was even more so. Show the video. Maybe let me see. Maybe for the next live stream, I'll pull some video together. We'll see. That's not cool. She was not respecting your space. No, she was not. I can hear the theme sound to The Departed during Sharon's skirmish. Linda Land said, "Yep, that was me. I was ready to fight then, but Sharon said no, and then Jamie hit me with the dad voice." No, Linda. Well, I was worried. I mean, I was worried about the whole security thing. I know that they are cracking down on stuff, and I did not want. We did not spend 3.5 to 4 hours waiting for this moment to have to move, and not to mention if we moved and these people got to stay, I would be so pissed off, and they'd be like nah 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 nah, and I'd be very mad. Lord Master Forever, yes, he says I have ways of claiming the bathroom in our stateroom. I would go in there, and if I said I'm going to the bathroom, every person in the room would be like, oh, God, that stinks. Yes, can't we all just get along? You're right, Mr. Z. Sometimes when there's a shared bathroom, you need to learn the closet bathrooms out on the ship. I've learned that for sure. Oh, the closest bathroom. You're right about that, Nancy. I went out to the ship a couple times and took care of some business just to be courteous to everyone else.
Yeah, Renee Miller said, oh, packing cubes work wonders, and you don't have to unpack them, and you don't need as much room in the closets. That's true. Yeah, so we take our packing cubes out, and we just set them into the closet. Sometimes we open them and kind of fold the top back and kind of live out of the packing cubes, and that helps keep us organized.
Yes, and you did have the poopery, so that was available.
Yes. Never forget the poopery.
Jamie, how's your hip doing? Jamie, thanks for asking. It's doing well. It's one of the, like, if I'm up and around and moving, then I can start walking and walk longer and walk more. If I get up first thing, like when I would get up in the morning and then I want to go walk to the back of the ship to get the bagels, by the time I get to the back of the ship, it's sore because I go from sleeping to a lot of moving. And that's probably just me. I need exercise. I need to move more. I need to get on my New Year's kick of being a little more healthy, dropping a few pounds, and getting a lot more movement because, you know, in the coming months, we've got a couple cruises going on. Our next cruise is Quantum of the Seas in March. Then, of course, I have the Jimmy Jamboree coming in April, which I'm so super stoked about. And then we have the end of May, June cruise to Greece. And so I need to be ready to walk a mile a day, 5 miles a day, 10 miles a day, maybe something crazy like that.
Debbie Shafkin says, I'm late. Happy New Year, everyone. Well, Happy New Year, Debbie.
That is right, Debbie and John. Hope you guys are doing well. Crazy Cat Traveler said the solo cabin on Celebrity Edge had very little storage, but infinite veranda was great. Yeah, it's weird how, like, you sit there and you say, boy, if you just had a shelf here or a shelf here or something like that, it could make all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
That was another thing on the Firenze that drives me crazy. In the bathroom, they have the sink, but the sink, the shelf next to the sink doesn't go all the way to the wall.
The counter space,
There's no counter to it. It's just like a thing that comes out. And so there's only like this much room on either side of the actual sink itself. They have a couple of shelves there, but it'd be so much easier if they had a full counter. It'd be so much better.
Oh, Nancy says, it's always challenging with 4 in the cabin, but if the price is right. That's right.
It is. It's always good. And that's why the Firenze was such a great option when we couldn't pull off the Aqua, and we looked at the Firenze. We're like, oh my gosh, the affordability of it was perfect. And so that was a good deal overall. So we did good there. Sharon, give me your final tips, your final words on the Firenze. So what do you got for it? Overall, would you do the Firenze again?
I would do it again.
Okay.
It was so weird for me because going in, you said, oh, you're going to love this ship. You know, it's so different. And going in, and like I said, the decor and the way the Lido looked, I kind of had that feeling.
Yeah.
But when I sat back and thought about it, you know, when I look at the service, and except for the main dining room, they were pretty good. But like some of the other service and just different things around the ship, the staff didn't seem quite as engaging, and that wasn't as good.
Yeah.
But overall, like I said, I had a great time because we were there with a lot of friends, and so it was just kind of a really weird cruise for me.
Well, all right. Weird. So we have been on, oddly enough, ever since. But
it's the best Carnival cruise we've been on in a while. Because we were on over the summer on the Conquest. We were on the Sunrise, and they were not good cruises as far as we always make them good, but as far as the ship goes, they weren't good cruises.
Yes.
On the one we were traveling with some friends.
We've been winding down or weaning off Carnival a little bit ever since so many changes came, and and so many things that we didn't like, and we've seen a decline overall in Carnival, and multiple ships it's been that way. Now this ship was there was a great the people on the ship were pretty good. There was a great mixture of people. Besides the one lady that wanted to fight, there wasn't a lot of chaos. And the one thing that we did not notice, except maybe one time
last night
towards the end of the cruise, but I know you want to mention that.
we did not smell the marijuana.
Yes.
I didn't even notice it at first, and then all of a sudden, I think the second day, I'm like, wow, actually we haven't smelt anything. And then
Any of the ganja.
And the very last day, we were walking down the hall, and we kind of smelled some. So I don't know if someone picks them up in Mexico, or if they just had it and we just
were able to sneak it in. But yeah, the last couple Carnival cruises, we literally went into our cabin and were overwhelmed with the smell, whether it's through a vent or whether it's from the balcony and a crack in our door or something. But this time it really wasn't like that. And of course they did have the dogs sniffing at the port.
Well, they did at the other ports too.
Well, they do, but I mean, I don't know. This one, I always seem to notice it more at Long Beach, or so I'm not sure why or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jamie, you need to do the right stretches and morning stretches and exercise. My husband has an immune system muscle issue. He swears by the PT stretches he was given. Huge difference for walking. Thank you, Heidi. I will definitely be doing more stretches and doing that kind of stuff. Steve says, I'm not a fan of the Italian flair. Meanwhile, Rob from Life with Favor said that those guys love the Italian fare. So I guess, it's just, hey, whatever it is, whatever's going to work for you. Bonnevie Vacation, what's up? Says, I'm probably only on Carnival for group cruises. I don't have any in 2026 currently. Been enjoying Hal and Princess. My next is NCL with LLL. So that ought to be a good time. And we have, yes, we're looking forward to some more on NCL. I think right now we only have 2 Carnival cruises booked going forward. One is the...
Well, we have 3.
We have 3. That's what I was saying. 3. Of course I know how many we have booked, Sharon. How dare you?
One we will definitely be on, because that's our group cruise. The other, and another one most likely, the other one is really iffy, I think, whether we'll make it on.
We'll see. And because we're doing the festival, and we're excited to get on a newer Carnival ship, and that will be amazing. I know it'll be for the ship, and the whole experience will be great, and all the people. That's a monster. And by the way, if you wanted to do that, just so you know, before we get out of here, number one, guys, if you're not doing it already, what are you waiting for? Book your cruises with Sharon. Contact Sharon at sharonatsea@gmail.com to book all of your cruises going forward. She's an amazing, amazing travel agent. Been doing this for years. Booked thousands of cruises, any cruise line, from any port to any destination, anytime. She can book it for you. It doesn't matter what cruise it is or whatever. She can do it. So contact her, shoot her an email, tell her what you want, and boom, she will get back to you herself and get the party started. So make sure that you're doing that. Don't forget. And by the way, if you haven't done it yet, sign up our New Year's Eve group cruise for next year, December 27, 2026, 7 days from Los Angeles on the Norwegian Encore. It's going to be amazing. Unlimited drinks, folks.
I actually just held some more group space on this one today.
Yes.
Because the group spaces had expired.
Good.
So that is good for the next 60 days. And then after that, I can try to hold more, but eventually will stop letting you hold more as the ship fills up.
Well, they have solo cabins for this, right? If you're a solo cruiser.
There are solo cabins.
And you get onboard credit if you book within the group with Sharon.
Yep.
So Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, it's going to be fabulous on the Encore. It's an awesome, awesome ship. We love it, and we can't wait to be back on it again. That is the Festival Cruise, October 16 to 24, 8 days, including St. Thomas, San Juan, Amber Cove, and Celebration Key. If you haven't been there yet, includes $100 onboard credit. So contact Sharon, sharonatsea@gmail.com. So that's what we have cooking there, and that's the deal. So Sharon, you want to take us out, wrap it up? Did I miss anything? On the way out, I will show my cool little video really quick of the hold on, I'm going to show it right now, Sharon. I want you guys to see it. Tell me what you think. It's only like a minute. It's 52 seconds long. But this was, I set up the GoPro on the balcony, and I thought, I'm just going to run this while I go to dinner. And when I came back, I took a look, and I was like, oh, my God, this video is amazing.
On Cabo Day, there was a awesome sunset.
This is amazing. Check this out. Check this out. that was amazing. The sunset was just crazy. You know, Cabo is a tender port. Oh God, and that was a nightmare too. Getting off the ship was a nightmare as well.
That was probably the only day we had really, really good weather. That's the day we laid out in the sun.
Yes.
And usually Cabo, when you leave Cabo, most of the time you get a great sunset.
Yes.
You know, so it's
and
just,
that was one of them.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. So that was just cool of a little video. I threw a little music on it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I think that's about it. Let's jump in the chat for any final comments so we can say goodbye to everyone. Let me put on my specs here. Festival is the only carnival I currently have booked. Always love an SAST group cruise. Thank you, Bonavie. We look forward to seeing you. Let's see. My Sharina is out there. She said, I think California might crack down more, or maybe people do the gummies instead. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's certainly, I'm just going to say this, and however it sounds, I'm not sure, but it is what it is, and the proof is in the pudding, but I think it is a cultural thing. Okay, certain cultures are much more outward about the use of it and indifferent to the rules or regulations about it. And that's just how it's going to be on the ships. And you can argue with me if you want, but the facts are the facts. And I think our experience has shown those are the facts. Dave Whiting said that he didn't have a great experience on Norwegian Aqua recently. Staff wasn't friendly at all. Maybe Dave, you know, maybe the two of them were maybe they were a little mean. Maybe Dave and Brandy were just mean to the people, and that's why they weren't friendly.
They are way too nice.
You don't think Brandy would have been mean to them?
No.
Are you sure? Okay. No. Maybe. Let's see. Linda Land said, I need to book next year's New Year's Eve cruise. I thought I had already booked it. You better get on it, Linda Land. Let's see. Crazy Cat Travel. Maybe contact Sharon at the end of the week when I get paid for Viva so I can get that done.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds super fun.
The final payment is coming up for the Greece.
Oh, yes. The Greece cruise is coming up around the corner.
At the end of this month. Well, before the end of the month.
Within the next few days, we're going to announce another Zoom call and get that going.
We're going to try to have one possibly this weekend, but most likely early next week. So we'll let everyone know who's on the cruise.
We were kind of toying with the idea of maybe waiting until right after the final payment.
Well, we'll do another one after that. We want to do another one.
You want to do one more before and one more after?
Yeah,
okay,
some people want one before, yeah.
That's cool. I know, because then afterwards, and everyone knows exactly they're going, and then we can really lock in a few leftover things or last minute things. Let's see. Love it. So beautiful seeing the sunset like that. Thank you, Debbie Range. I did it all for you. How cool. Post that on YouTube, please. I want to watch on a better screen. All right, Bonavie, let me see what I can put together. Maybe I can do it in some kind of a reel. But the shorts are like up and down. I don't know. I'll work something out. I'll turn it into a short, and then we'll take it from there. That video is spectacular. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Cabo, lands end to the left. You're right, Steve. Steve likes that beach. I think that's the nude beach. I think that's why he knows what beach that is. I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. Ruth Todd says, thanks again, Sharon, for taking care of me.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
Sharon will go to the piano bar with me, said Wendy Johnstone.
I will, Wendy.
Yeah, you can go. You can have Sharon to the piano bar if you wanted to do that. And we'll just do something. Maybe that's a great idea. On the next group cruise, we'll have a night where it's boys' night and girls' night.
But there's a lot of boys that like to go to the piano bar, too. You're the only one that doesn't like
the guys don't want that. If I say, guys, you want to go to the sports bar or the piano bar, where do you think they're going?
Some might be.
Or if I say, guys, your wife's going to the piano bar, would you like to go to a different bar? Every one of them will be like, yeah, sign me up. I'm on the way. Let's go. Let's do it.
That's not true.
Let's do it. That's what we'll plan that. We'll have one night of drinking, boys versus girls, and then we'll all meet back up with our spouses a few hours later, and we'll see how that goes over. We'll see who's had more cocktails.
Oh, my gosh.
How do you like that? How do you like that? Yes, you can. Shana, you're right. You can also watch it again on the replay on a big screen. Yeah, watch the replay a ton of times. We need the views. We need the views. Let's see. Linda Land said, I'm bummed I had to cancel the Greek cruise, but life and family come first. I'll miss everyone and hope we have an amazing trip. Yeah. We will share lots of video and pictures with you, so have no fear.
We'll definitely be cruising with you again. So.
Cigars under the stars for sure. All right, so listen, so that's the deal. We had a great time on the Firenze. Again, we are sorry that we missed out with a few of the folks that went to the Aqua, but we'll make it up and we'll all cruise again sometime. And so thanks for everybody who joined us on there and for making it a great trip. We had a blast. And is that everything for us?
I think
that's a wrap? Are you trying to tell me to put the chat back up?
Well, yeah, because I like to see the chat. I don't want to just look at our faces. I want to see the chat. So
Well, see, Sharon, when I get to the point where we're wrapping it up, then I need to go back
need to
to
look
the
at your
main
face?
screen. No, I don't. I need to look at the controls for the show so I can turn it off, turn it on, and do that kind of stuff, my dear.
Okay. All right.
I know this is only live stream 7,400, but that's kind of what has to happen at the end of it. Listen, we love you guys. We appreciate everything. We hope you have a fantastic 2026 for everybody.
Actually, I was looking to see.
What?
Actually, well, we were actually going to be live again in 2 weeks, and I just looked at the calendar. I realized that's our anniversary.
That's
So
right. Come join us on the 19th of January, our anniversary special. We're going to be drinking, celebrating our 23 or 24 years of marriage together with you guys.
So we will either be back. No, we'll either be back next week, the 12th, or the 26th. We'll let you know. No, we will not be live on our anniversary.
Why not?
Hopefully, we will be celebrating somewhere.
What do we have? What do we have, man? We have nothing else to do. It's like our 23rd or 24th. It's not 20th. It's not 25th. It's just kind of it's just kind of a middle of the road anniversary deal there. We'll open up a bottle of wine or champagne.
You don't know if it's the 23rd or 24th.
I do know. It's the 2002. It's the 24th, actually. So the next year is the big 25th one. So it's only the 24th. It's not a big deal. So thank you, Ruth. Remember the thumbs up. We appreciate that. We need to reunite the Seattle contingent, said Crazy Cat Traveler. Well, all right, Sharon will let you know when the next live stream will be. I think it'll be our anniversary night. Maybe we'll have some snacks and celebrate it with all of our dear friends. Come on, we'll get dressed up a little bit. All right, never mind. I'm trying to talk you into it.
Oh my goodness!
Some of our best live streams ever have just been, to celebrate something.
Yeah.
And I love it. 56 for us this year. Oh my God, the Shafkins.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable. You guys are the perfect couple. I'll tell you that right now.
I bet they're the longest married couple on the cruise ships where they do the Love and Marriage show.
Yes.
Have you ever done that where they've chosen you for the couple that's been together the longest?
Oh, they should be. They should be. If they did, her husband would get out there and start singing and dancing. That guy is a showman to the core. Jamie, she loves us, but I think she loves you more. So my Sharon. Our 27th anniversary Thursday. Oh, congratulations, Nancy. That was Sharon's look of no. I'm all over it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But if we don't do it, it's not personal. Don't take it wrong. Don't take it wrong.
We'll see. We might celebrate on the weekend before.
Maybe Sharon has some big plans for me. Maybe she's got a hot plan. We're going out for a dinner. Maybe we're going out to the fondue place, the Melting Pot.
Oh,
how about that?
That is my favorite place.
How about that? We just celebrated 2 years last November. Late bloomers we are. Oh. That's okay. 2 years, 22 years, it doesn't matter. Love is love no matter how long it's lasted. So you guys have a great, great time. Have a great 2026. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you from everyone here at Sharon Sea Travel. Nancy, Leanne, thanks for always joining us. Thanks for being there. I'm not going to lie. I have been contemplating releasing the our amazing moderators, releasing them out into the wild. It's like when you have a pet and it's been an amazing pet, and at one point you just need to release it to the wild. I just feel like they're I know that they're here and they keep an eye on the chat, but we haven't had anyone disrupt the chat barely in forever. So I don't know. We'll talk more about that soon enough, ladies. But you guys have been amazing. Thank you for always being here for us. And we hope you had a great 2025, but 2026 is here now. Let's go Chargers Sunday night. Keep an eye out for the game. Make sure you root for our Chargers, please. And Sharon, take us out.
All right. Well, Happy New Year to everyone. Hope that your year's off to a good start. And we'll see you either next week or in a couple weeks. But we'll see you again this month at some point. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. We love you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.